meeting of the Sacramento Metropolitan Air Quality Management District to order on October 26, 2017 at 9:05 a.m. If the clerk could please call the roll.
Here. Cruz. Daniels.
Here.
Ross.
Here.
Gaylord.
Here.
Guerra.
Here.
Hanson.
Present.
Harris.
Here.
Kennedy. Lee.
Stephanie Nguyen here for Mayor Lee.
Thank you. Natoli. Peters. Cerna. And Terry. We have a quorum.
Great, thank you. Mr. Chairman Terry and
Thank you.
Supervisor Natoli are on their way. So if we could everybody join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Great. If the clerk could please read the announcement.
The meeting of the Sacramento Metropolitan Air Quality Management District is cablecast live without interruption on Metro Cable 14, the local government affairs channel on Comcast, Consolidated Communications, and AT&T Uverse cable system. This meeting is being closed captioned and will be webcast at www.sacmetrocable.tv. Today's meeting will be repeated on Saturday, October 28th, 2017 at 2 p.m. and Monday, October 30th, 2017 at noon. Members of the audience wishing to address the board should fill out a speaker form located on the table at the back of the chambers and give it to the clerk. Please speak into the microphone when addressing the board and state your name for the record. Also at this time, please silence your cell phone until the conclusion of today's meeting.
Great, thank you very much. We have no special presentations today, is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, great. We'll go ahead and move on to the next item, which is, I believe, our Air Pollution Control Officer's Report. Dr. Ayala.
Good morning, Board. Thank you, and always appreciate you making the time and joining us. Let me wait for the slides to come up. I have a very brief report because we have a full agenda for you today. We have three distinct discussion items that we need to bring before you. It's information that is relevant to us, but most importantly, I want to make sure that this is on your radar so that any questions, comments, concerns that you have for us, that you can convey those to us. The reason we have a full agenda, as you know, this is our last meeting for the year. We will not convene until the next the new year, and we wanted to make sure that we brought the things that we need your direction on. But anyways, let me go ahead and highlight a few things for you. The first one is, over the last couple of board meetings, you've heard us talk about some of the new cap and trade investments that the state has generated and that we hope will be channeled through district action. And we think that Sacramento and our district and our region and our partners obviously are well positioned to take advantage of some of those investments because we can be the experiments on the ground that actually prove that these technologies and solutions are actually going to be what the program intends. And one of the big areas that you're going to hear us talk about is hydrogen. Hydrogen is a key transformational solution, and what we are trying to do is make a play on that. And this project that has been submitted to the state for approval, we don't know if we are going to get it, but we're very hopeful. And what this is really taking out from an existing locomotive a combustion engine and everything that comes with it, and replacing in it a fuel cell clean technology based on hydrogen fuel. So this is huge for us because I do believe, as I get more familiar and comfortable with the opportunities that we face, I do believe that where it's at for us as a region and given the makeup of our businesses and our structure, we do need to make a big play on hydrogen infrastructure for medium and heavy duty applications, including locomotives. This is a big project. It's a long list of partners, but I think it's going to be a huge opportunity. It's going to be game changing because I think it can bring the region to a place where we haven't been before, where we have not been able to compete favorably because we just don't have the infrastructure that is needed to demonstrate some of this technology. So I wanted to put this before you because we're in the run. And I hope that if we get it, that we get you out and express support as representatives. If we don't get it, I also want your help to make sure that we voice our concerns because we think that we have a perfect proposal. The next thing I want to highlight for you is obviously technology and mobility are going to continue to rely on engines and locomotives and cars. But one important aspect of moving us forward is also what is called alternative active transportation. Bicycles obviously come to the forefront of that concept. And I'm really pleased to see and very proud to share with you that the district is very engaged in doing a lot, including in sponsoring events like the Rio Velo Festival that took place October 14th, to try to promote alternative transportations and active transportation and try to get folks, people out of their cars and into bicycles. And the event was very well received, so I wanted you to be aware of that. Different subject. We are also, as part of our strategy, growing our collaborations, and obviously locally and regionally that's a priority. And I want to thank explicitly Director Frost, who attended our fueling infrastructure workshop at our district offices. I was very pleased to learn that there was participation from some of my fellow air pollution control officers from the region, and the subject that was discussed is fueling infrastructure. And again, this is very consistent with the project that I described for you on the locomotive in terms of, how do we move our region with the necessary infrastructure, the fueling alternatives, so that we can begin to tap into these alternative technologies that the state is funding. And eventually, we will see federal funding in these areas as well. So the regional partnerships are very important, but also I want to share with you that our name, the district name, is also getting noticed in different venues. The Institute of Transportation Studies at UC Davis is, if not the leading, one of the leading academic entities looking at the future of sustainable transportation energy. And the district has a seat at the Board of Advisors for ITS. And this is great because anything we do on the ground, we need to make sure that we have evidence to back up the actions. And UC Davis ITS actually provides that. We're also continuing the tradition that Larry Green started with very significant engagement from our district at the national level, specifically with the National Association of Clean Air Agencies. And we are going to continue to play a leadership role, specifically on one of the committees that is looking at climate change and global warming. I can't tell you what the agenda is going to be. We haven't formulated that. NACA itself is under new leadership, so there's a transition taking place. But the fact that the Sacramento Air District is on the leadership of that national association, I think, is reflective very positively of some of the previous accomplishments that the district had. And then the final thing that I want to share with you is that there's also an international component to our collaboration. We live in a very small world, and technology has made the world a very tight place. And we have a growing collaboration specifically with the Hong Kong Environmental Protection Department. And we're going to be participating with them, trying to share some lessons, learning some of the ideas that they are trying to implement to deal with the same thing we're dealing with: transportation emissions, sustainable development. How do we continue to make progress on our simultaneous goals for clean air and carbon reductions? And then the final thing I want to put before you, and this is more of an action item for you because I know that some of you have attended this workshop conference in the past, is the New Partners for Smart Growth Conference is coming up. It's not until February, but the reason I'm putting this before you is because we need to submit registration. And I know that on behalf of the district, a few of you in the past have attended. So I'm going to be reaching out to you, or the clerk of the board is going to be following up with you to make sure that if you're interested in attending, which I hope you are, that you let us know so that we can sign you up and take care of the paperwork. So that is my report, my last report for 2017. Unless you have any questions or comments, I can give it back to Chair Terry. Welcome.
Thank you. Director Harris.
Thank you, Chair. I wanted to just say a couple words about the Rio Velo event. It happened in my district, and I attended. It was really a lot of fun, and one of the things that captured people's interest a lot were the electric assist bikes. You know, that opens up cycling to a lot of people who might not have the physical capability or stamina to do bicycling and so don't attempt it. But they were a lot of fun, and it's a really interesting technology. I'd also like to point out that as we roll out bike share in Sacramento, there will be an electric assist component. Again, I think that that will open up the world of cycling to a lot more people.
Thank you. Director Garrett?
Thank you very much. I know that we have the save the date there for the new partners for smart growth. I had an opportunity to go over last year, the first time with board member Hanson, and I do encourage folks that the fact that did you make it out last year too, and board member Harris, but if a good showing there, particularly that it's in San Francisco, I thought there was a great place to look at what other cities are doing throughout the region without having to travel to those cities too at that same time. But very worthwhile conference. Of most that I've ever gone to.
Thank you. Director Hanson?
Yeah, I just want to follow up on that and say, as the vice chair of the Local Government Commission, I appreciated all of the engagement from this board, of our members, and of our staff, the long history of it. But it's been a long time since it's been in San Francisco, so since we have the opportunity to have it so close, it'd be wonderful to see folks attend if you can. The other thing, too, is at a lot of these events, we meet people from other cities and places, much like when we go on study mission or cap to cap.